friends. I can't even go to ski. Are you talking?
What's up, guys? How's it going? I am just laughing my fucking ass off at this shit right now. So it's pretty late at night. I finally just got done a bunch of things that I needed to get done today, and last but not least, I'm bringing you guys a video. So this video is going to be about how to resolve conflict in a relationship. So stay tuned because you're about to get the real talk. Okay guys, well here we go. So this can obviously depend a little bit on the context, but I'm going to use and go by the context of a relationship as in a romantic relationship, okay? So how to resolve conflict with your significant other, basically. Now this is me, this is how I handle things. You know, I've done a lot of things through trial and error. And this is honestly what I think is best. I'm going to give you guys 5 ways, okay, to resolve conflict in a relationship. So, number 1. Now, you guys are probably gonna sit there and go, huh, when I say this. But be firm, don't back down. Match your partner's energy and fight back ruthlessly if need be.
You act like a little boy instead of a grown-ass man. I hate you!
Well, you know what? I hate your ass too. Do something.
Now, you're probably sitting there going and thinking to yourself, what the fuck? Well, here's why. You want to show your spouse, your partner, your significant other that you are serious and that you won't back down from how you feel and what is ultimately right and fair in the relationship. And that is very important, guys. The last thing that you want to do is set the precedent that how you feel is less important or doesn't matter altogether, and that you are just willing to give up, that you are just willing to give in and give out whatever concessions your partner thinks need to be made in order to satisfy them and make them happy. You don't have to take things too far by any means, but you do need to stand up for what is right and how you feel. It's really that simple. I'll tell you guys a short story real quick. My grandparents that are now deceased were at a wedding years and years and years and years ago. And they were newlyweds, obviously. And they were kind of called out because they were the couple that had been married for the longest time. And you know, they said, do you have any advice for the newlyweds? And my grandmother stood up and she said, never go to bed angry, stay up and fight. Well, take it with a grain of salt, but take it. Number 2, when the fireworks have calmed down.
Whoa! Is that it?
Or have ultimately ended, approach them. Tell them how you feel and where exactly you thought things went wrong. And then allow him or her to respond and explain their side of the story and how they feel. It's important to articulate and tell them how you feel and where exactly you think either the problem originated or just got totally out of control, and pretty much lay out what you expect of them in the future as far as them doing or not doing something that bothered you or that really got you to just completely pop off on them. And then of course, you sit there and you listen, and I mean you truly listen to their side of the story and how they feel. Number 3, consider what they say and tell them that regardless of their reasoning, if what they did was wrong, tell them that they are wrong and that behavior must not repeat. And when telling them that this behavior must not repeat and that you guys really do need to resolve this issue, reassure them that you are there as a supportive spouse to help them overcome all of these issues as a couple, the two of you together. And coming in at number 4, after hearing what they said about you, okay, because yeah, it takes 2 to tango, and usually, you know, if there's a disagreement, both sides usually say or do something that isn't totally right. So you gotta be willing to take everything that you just dished out. But listen, after hearing what they said about you, analyze yourself. Realize and admit that what you were doing or saying may have been hurtful or wrong. And then it is up to you to come up with ways to make sure that you do not repeat that behavior. So just like they have their faults and you just unloaded on them, telling them, you know, they need to not fuck up anymore and they gotta stop doing whatever it is that bugs the shit out of you, well, you know what? You gotta be ready to have that thrown right back in your fucking face, and you better be ready to come to some sort of compromise, and you better be ready to work on yourself, okay? Because it goes both ways. And finally, coming in at number 5, come together with your spouse and compromise. Both of you must apologize and then lay out a plan as to how the both of you will not repeat the same behaviors that led to the grave encounter that the two of you delve into together. And then slowly but surely, you get better as time goes on. It's not all rectified right then and there, but it's kind of like a snowball, you know what I mean? The two of you are out in the snow, you know what I mean? You're throwing the freaking snow at each other, you're like, fuck you and fuck you, this, that, and the third, bitch, this, whatever. But then you sit there and you're like, oh, okay, you know what? Instead of throwing the snowballs at each other, let's make a snowman together, okay? So then, you know, you start rolling up one ball, you know what I mean? You know, you create a snowball, you know, a big one, okay? And instead of creating a fucking snowman, just push it down the hill. The two of you guys, you know, you just push it down the hill and then, ooh, snowball effect, there you go. And then before you know it, in due time, the two of you have worked on it, problem solved, say kumbaya, and you're right back to being fucking happy. Till the next issue comes along. Well, that is some real shit, guys. So, look, I really hope that this video was helpful. Please listen to everything I said, okay? It's the right thing to do. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment, let me know how you guys resolve conflict. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I'd love to hear it. I'm always open to improvements. And make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications so you'll know each and every time that I post a video. And stay tuned for more. Time to get back to freaking Xbox and South Park, you know what I mean? So, goodbye.